No agriculture, hardly any industries, but a deep water port, a free zone and shipping containers. That's the short version of Djibouti's remarkable metamorphosis. This tiny territory with no natural resources in the tormented Horn of Africa region had every chance of being among those countries bypassed by economic growth. Today, the former French colony, with its position at a major axis of maritime transport, has become a key crossroads, both for international trade and for the strategic interests of the region's power brokers. Djibouti was in the right place at the right time and did not need to be asked twice.
La place stratégique de Djibouti a été vraiment le facteur déterminant.
Djibouti's strategic location was really the deciding factor in terms of the country's development strategy,
Qui consiste essentiellement à développer les
with its principal focus on developing activity around the port and the shipping lanes passing in front of Djibouti, which lies at the mouth of the Maneb Strait. 1/3 of the world's merchant ships take this route.
Et c'est une route qui a eu beaucoup d'importance depuis que les événements géopolitiques.
A route that has become even more strategic due to the geopolitical upheavals in the region, with the destabilization of Somalia, the troubles in Eritrea, and the problems of piracy.
Une grosse réflexion sur la stratégie du pays, qui a décidé de transformer le pays en
had to position itself as a safe, secure commercial hub where trade could flourish and fulfill its role as a platform for the rest of Africa.
pour le reste de l'Afrique.
A safe, secure base. Djibouti's trump card is something of a rarity in the region, and maritime trade with its need for security is a financial blessing. The country's economy has grown at a steady rhythm of 6 to 7% a year. Djibouti's financial infrastructure has had to move full steam ahead to adapt. Many Africans, the people of Djibouti, have a deep-rooted tradition of trusting their money to the informal sector rather than to financial institutions. As to foreign exchange, there are still many who go to the women on downtown street corners, who can make a small commission from the trade.
We are here because there are a lot of people out of work in the family. Our children are unemployed. Our husbands are unemployed. We had no idea what to do. Then we came up with this. We make a little bit of money spending our days changing money. By the grace of God, it has worked.
These wad of banknotes also reflect one of Djibouti's strengths and the key to its stability. The currency is pegged to the US dollar. In other words, because the Djibouti franc neither rises nor falls against the dollar, the rate of inflation in the booming economy is kept under control. That means less bureaucracy for foreign investors and, above all, a guarantee of financial security.
Cette parité fixe donne au pays un avantage par rapport aux autres.
This fixed exchange rate gives us an advantage over other countries.
La possibilité d'ouvrir des comptes en devise.
As economic operators can open a foreign currency account and go about their business here in Djibouti unhindered.
Librement ici à Djibouti.
For foreign investors, there is less uncertainty, especially as banking services have improved considerably as well.
Djibouti banking has changed from last 22 years when we started in 1995, and today the banking has changed a lot, and positively it's changed for a better way. We get a more competition, we have the more options, we have the more facilities compared to previous, and banking system is modernizing.
Yet despite this major advantage, it has not all been plain sailing for Djibouti. When the storm of the 2008 financial crisis passed, the country had just 2 banks. Most Djiboutians were quite simply out of the financial loop. Legislation was rapidly set in place to organize the sector and attract new financial institutions.
We've introduced new tax to overhaul banking regulations. We have introduced a law covering Islamic finance and drawn up regulations concerning microfinance. The modernization of these texts has paved the way for the arrival of new banks.
The most successful of these banking structures has been Islamic finance, which has earned widespread trust in a country that is 90% Muslim. Since 2006, 3 Islamic banks have opened in Djibouti and now hold 20% of Djiboutian savings and finance 18% of the country's economy. The East Africa Bank is quickly following in the footsteps of its sister, the well-established money transfer company Dahabshil, present in 126 countries and the only one of its kind to enable the Somali diaspora to send money home. At the bank's headquarters in downtown Djibouti, the director has great expectations for the future.
We are a retail bank, a bank that really supports the locals, the salaried individuals, the small businesses that, for example, sell of foodstuff, clothing, electronics. If, again, you look at the type of deposits that we have, we will term them as sticky deposits, deposits of the young, the small people and the salaried individuals. Whereby, if, for example, one individual comes and withdraws some money, it will not really hurt the bank. And that gives us stability. It gives us a foothold. That is why we are looking at the future as a bank of the future, not only in Djibouti, but in the region. We are also looking at Djibouti being the regional Islamic financial hub.
Other banks in Djibouti are keeping a close eye on events here and are developing competing offers.
We are about to start the Islamic services. The Islamic banking is also booming. It's not only in Djibouti, it's everywhere. We are trying to have part of the cake, part of the market share.
Despite the euphoria, there are clouds on the horizon. China has invested heavily in Djibouti, and other partners fear the consequences of this growing influence. The IMF has highlighted the risks of a growing foreign debt as a result of major investments in infrastructure. But Djibouti is sticking to its guns and giving priority to job creation.
We are not borrowing our way into debt. These projects concern competitive sectors in trade and port facility. Their sustainability and profitability are not in question, so these concerns are not justified. We have a challenge, and we must not lose sight of it. The challenge is not about being able to pay back the debt. We have no doubt about that. The challenge is to make sure that these projects lead to the creation of as many jobs as possible for the people of Djibouti.
With unemployment running at 39% and 41% of the population living below the poverty line, Djibouti, more than ever, is full steam ahead on a mission to succeed. Its young entrepreneurs are the embodiment of this thirst for success and a determination to take the country in new directions.
We are determined to promote entrepreneurship in the light industry sector and in production. This is very rare in our country, and we would really like to see the industrial sector develop.
If it is to succeed in its mission, the country will have to overcome the reticence of major banking institutions hesitant to invest in Africa due to US regulations to prevent money laundering. This lack of cooperation from international banks is a worldwide phenomenon. Particularly in Africa, it poses a specific threat for the future of this booming nation. Local financial actors say they have reinforced governance mechanisms, risk analysis and monitoring of their activities to the same standards of their international colleagues. Enough to propel Djibouti on its course to become the Dubai of Africa.